Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to like and subscribe. To all the new subscribers, welcome to the channel. Now let's go ahead and break down this all new Kona 2024 model. We're going to check out the interior, the exterior. We're going to talk a little bit about it. The performance seems a little bit meager if it is true that it's getting, like Hyundai Kia, they just copy the powertrains and move them around. Um, I think the battery size is going to be a little bit smaller than the Ionic 5 as well as the Ionic 6. Um, I think they should have just, taken over the battery from the Ionic 5 and put it into the Kona and give it a little bit more range. But I don't know, they're doing something a little bit different. The design elements are a little bit similar when it comes to the, dashboard cluster. It's the same thing that's on the Ionic 6 as well as the Ionic 5. It seems like companies do that a lot where they keep the same infotainment center, especially when they're going to different models of vehicles, especially if it's similar, since this is going to be the electric version of it. It's going to have that similar infotainment. I think it's also the ICE version as well as the N version is going to have similar infotainment, but that's just me speculating right now. But I know the EV version will definitely have that same cluster as the Ionic 5, 6, and yes, as well as the Kia EV6 has something similar, but not really. Kia is a little bit of different design, but the battery platform is still the same thing as the Ionic 5. But let us proceed to the Kona 2024. All right, so we'll start off with the, you know, exterior design. Obviously, you have different variations of the Kona here. You have the regular, I believe this one is going to be the hybrid version. There's going to be three models, or should I say trims, I guess, if you want to call it, whatever. But there's going to be three different versions of it. You have the Kona. This is going to be the 1.6, I think that's a hybrid engine. And then this one is going to be the fully electric. And then you have the Kona and line, which gives it a little bit more performance. But the design elements are a little bit similar all the way around, except the electric one looks a little bit different than the regular Kona. But yeah, you can see it right here in the front. Obviously, the grills are a little bit different going from the Kona to the electric Kona, which since it doesn't need that kind of airflow, so this, it's irrelevant here. And then obviously the Kona has an engine in there, so it has a little bit more opening for airflow to go through. All right, moving on. So here's another outdoorsy shot. The headlights, I kind of like this right here. It's, different. But when you go to the rear of the vehicle, they copied just a tad, just a little bit of a design element from the Ionic 5 with the pixelated, like, look at that right there. I like that with the little pixels. And then you have the little pixels right here in the backside as well too. And then you also have it in the front of the vehicle too, at the very bottom on where the right here, front bumper. So you have that pixelated on the backside. Let's go inside. So the inside, as you can see, now when it comes to the inside, the only thing that's a little bit similar to the Ionic 5 and the EV6 is this infotainment center here, cluster. I'm not sure which version this one is. If this is the hybrid one, then it's a little bit different. But the new one, especially if it's the electric version of it, when you want to turn the gear or when you want to go reverse, forward, whatever, you just click the little knob right there and you're good to go for the, go to drive. Then you have your park as well as reverse. It's all in this knob right here. So I don't know if it's the same thing, because the one on the EV6, or I'm sorry, the one on the EV, I don't know why I keep saying EV. The one on my Ionic 5, it's like a little rotator. It's like a circle, it's just goop, and you're good to go. And it has a little bit more opening right here. This doesn't exist. So this just has like a little pass through. So this one is definitely different. And for some reason, I just hate these kind of interior, just the beige. I just feel like when it gets dirty, it's very noticeable. I usually just prefer a black interior, cloth over leather, obviously. But overall, the design is definitely different. I like it. But would I buy one? The answer is no. I would not get one, especially with the if it's true on the specification here that I highlighted for you guys. Performance specification will be released at a later date, but they are speculating. But powertrain options are expected to echo the Kia Niro. As a result, we can expect a hybridized 1.6 liter four cylinder with a combined output of 139 horsepower and 195 torque. That's a lot of torque. The Kona EV could have a 64.8 kilowatt battery pack that powers 201 horsepower and 204 PS electric motor. The setup may give the crossover range of around 253. Now that's what the range is for the current Kona. I believe the current Kona electric. So, but I'm gonna pull that out. I'm gonna pull that up as well too, so you guys can see it. All right, so this is the current Kona. This is where it sits. The pricing is what it is. This is the limited, and then if you want the N line, is about 27,000. So this is the 1.6 turbocharged GDI engine. Now, when we go to the electric, I definitely like the new design over the previous one. I think this one is hideous. I'm sorry, it has to be said. This is hideous. Yeah. Comparing to the new design, yeah, man. Yeah. This one is so much better looking compared to the previous model. Crazy. Oh, goodness God. So this is where this one sits at right now, 258 miles per range, and but I think they're gonna give it a little bit more oomph. I don't think that they're gonna settle with that range, but who knows? This is all just speculations. We don't know for sure what kind of range it's gonna have. Pricing wise, it's probably gonna be like $2,000 to $4,000 more than the previous model, especially if they gave it a little bit more of more range. Anytime you get more range, you gotta pay for it. That's just how it is. So if they put a bigger battery in it, obviously they're gonna charge a little bit more. Even if they go with the 68 kilowatt battery instead of the 64 that Car Scoops is speculating that they have, I think that's going to cost a little bit more. But overall design, I like it. I like the design, especially better than the previous model. I think the previous model looks ugly as shit, but that's just my opinion. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So some of you guys might like the previous one and some might not. It is what it is. For me, I think it is. I think it looks ugly, but it is what it is. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of the new Kona. Do you like the design? I think it's miles better than the current one. Now, if they give it a little bit more power, obviously that would be nice. A little bit more range as well too. I think this one is way more attractive than the previous one, and they will sell more units, in my opinion. So far, I've been happy with my Ioniq 5, no issues, and it's still running like a champ, saving me some money on the gas. Unless, she's using it, then I can't use it. Then we just get, Yep. Anyway, I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.